Hi there guys, it's Yasmin, I'm Community Manager here at Sandbox Interactive, just here to bring you a quick rundown on updates and changes that we've made since the last test. So first of all, the character selection GUI has changed, so we've got some nicer graphics there, and also as you can see here we've got a number of avatars for our male characters that we've introduced. So if I just click on all of those you can see, and they've got lovely little banners around them as well now. Very nice looking. And of course, as you know, we've also introduced a female character model, and as such we've also got some lovely looking avatars again for her. So I'm just going to choose and create a female character now. And again, we've also introduced some aesthetic customization options now. So if I just very quickly run through here, you can see we've got different hair colours, styles, what I'm wearing, etc, etc. Another feature that we've built in terms of guild functionality is if you create a new guild, which I'm just going to do now, you now have the option of creating a little kind of coat of arms for yourself. So this is that screen. Obviously the game is still in alpha, so please excuse this kind of texture back here. Just a bit of a filler at the moment. So if I just create a guild, okay, go for that one. And I can very quickly just go through different options here. You have quite a lot of customization options, as you can see. Different kind of foreground, background colours, that'll do. Yeah, just kind of a lot of symbols. Kind of work out exactly what you think will fit with your guild. I'll go for that one. You change the size of that, change the height. So yeah, really can kind of fit it to the guilds that you want, if I pay a bit of money for that as well. And as you can see, now that I've created that coat of arms and I'm in that guild, that guild's coat of arms and emblem will now appear on my cape and my shield that I've got equipped. So that's really cool. You can kind of wear your colours proud if you're in a guild, which is cool. Okay, so another feature that we've introduced for guilds is a little feature whereby players who are new to the game or find themselves without a guild can search for a new guild based on a number of different criteria. So these are those up here. As you can see, you can look for different languages. So if you have a main language and you'd rather speak French, for instance, in the guild, then you can search for that. You can search based on the number of members of the guild and also based on the player level. So that will just bring up a number of different guilds that will be kind of appropriate to you. And then you need only click on one and then say apply. And yeah. So another new introduction for this test is the real estate system. So any player can buy a plot of land if they have the money for it, and this gives players an opportunity to really own something for themselves, which won't be destroyed by other players. They can erect buildings on their plot, such as the player house for instance. Players will be able to decorate and customize their house as they wish, with things like flags or fencing, as well as changing the overall aesthetic of the house itself with a number of different skins. And the customization doesn't just stop at the exterior. Players will also be able to decorate the inside of their house with furniture and hunting trophies, which will not only look good, but will also affect the stats of the player. For instance, having a stand for a magic book will buff your character's magical abilities, and having lots of cupboards will provide you with extra storage for items. So these are just some of the options for items which will give players a wide range of bonuses. Houses can also be decked out with magical orbs, one of which will provide players with a recall ability, allowing them to teleport back to their house wherever they are in the world. So another new feature is the in-game mail system, which players will be able to use to send messages to each other. So I'm just going to quickly show you how that works by sending a message to myself. Here you go, make a very creative message here to myself. And if I send that now, that will appear up here, and I'll be able to open that and see this message from myself. Okay, so those were the major features, but we've changed an awful lot more since the last test, so I'm just going to go through those quickly with you now. Guildmasters will now be able to choose the level of tax that they charge to the guild members for the amount of silver that they gather. Our new building, the Transmutator, will allow players to create resources of a higher tier from lower tier resources. Players can now upgrade some of their buildings into a higher tier instead of destroying and then rebuilding them. A local marketplace where players will be able to head to trade their items. Your own player houses and corpse will now be shown on the minimap, however player corpses will not be shown on the minimap in safe areas. We've also expanded Albion's wildlife by adding 2 new monsters, the boar and dire boar, and many monsters have received special abilities. We've also given the Destiny board an upgrade, and so it should be more accessible and more easy to navigate than before. You can now show your loyalty to a guild by placing its flag anywhere in the world. You can now build small boxes to store items anywhere in the world, which adds a new strategic aspect to resource gathering, whereby, for instance, one player could go resource gathering, place items in a chest, and other players could come and pick it up.